Hello everybody, Darren here, and today I'm going to tell you about Airborne Kingdom. Now, Airborne Kingdom is essentially a city builder in the sky, and it's got some heavy exploration elements as well. Now, it's fairly unusual to have a city builder have any kind of exploration, but of course that is one of the many benefits of being untethered to the ground. We are free to roam wherever we want. Now, I'm about 90 minutes into the game right now, so I thought I'd just quickly introduce what's going on with my little kingdom here, and then we'll just hit play and start moving around. Right now, we've got 38 population living in these little housing districts here. They're currently being covered by religious buildings, these kind of spires here, the minarets, and that's giving them a little bit more happiness. Happiness allows us to attract more people to our Airborne Kingdom that you pick up at villages, which we'll show in just a bit. Your villagers are also going to be consuming food and water, so we currently have 30 out of 30 water. We're fine, but food is getting a little bit low. We're about to head over to a kingdom out this way, which has a great deal of food, so we'll grab some just there. Now, obviously, being in the sky, one of the main things that you're focused on is keeping yourself afloat. The Airborne Kingdom does not land. Instead, it always stays afloat, and people fly up to and from it, utilizing the different hangars that you have. So to keep yourself afloat, I've built several vertical rotors, though there are other methods of keeping yourself afloat, different fans and things like that. Vertical rotors consume a lot of coal, but they give you tremendous amounts of lift. In fact, maybe a bit too much, because if you stack them all on one side, your whole kingdom will tip over. Tilt is a real thing in the game, and if you're tilting too much, your population will be quite unhappy. In order to keep our speed up, I've got several rowers here, which also consume a little bit of coal, but it keeps us moving fast. So that's kind of the main basics mechanics. There's also some buildings here that take certain resources and refine them into other things so that we can do deals with others. So let's just let time play, and I'll introduce you to what's actually going on and the story of the game. So the story here is basically that there's a vast empty land that used to be way greater than it is now. You know, it's sort of like a fallen empire in a way. And there's 12 kingdoms in this land that you have to reunite. And the Airborne Kingdom will travel around to each of these kingdoms, do quests for them, restore them to glory, and then get trade rights and all of that. And that way you're kind of linking the land together, as the prophecy foretold, apparently. Now, we just completed one of the research, one of the technologies that we wanted to get, which is actually to increase the range of our minarets by 50%. So we'll just get the water condenser next. There is a tech tree for basic stuff, resources, storage, lift, propulsion, and desires. And you'll see that there's a lot of question marks at the beginning, and that's because you have to get the foundation technologies from the different kingdoms that you visit. So you can't just get whatever you want. I got the minaret from visiting a certain kingdom. Unlocking that then allows me to get it and improve it and things like that. So right now we'll just go back, get the water condenser, and that's going to allow us to basically get some water without having to retrieve it from the ground. So if we're making a very particularly long journey where there is no water, we should be fine. So in order to retrieve things from the ground, like we said, I'm a bit low on food. I'm going to click the farms down here, the thicket. It's got 64 food in it right now. We're going to assign workers to that. And we basically have 13 idle inhabitants right now. So they're going to fly down, land out there at all the little balloons, pick up as much food as they can and bring it up. I think they take 2 each. Now, while we're doing that, I'm also just going to build a couple extra houses, because we are short 2 houses right now, which is making them slightly unhappy. It says, your displeasure is coming from 2 inhabitants that don't have a home. Now, the reason that we want people to be happy is so that we can attract more to our kingdom, and that's what we're going to be doing right now. So we've loaded up on a good amount of food, water, and coal. I'm going to head south to an old area that I used to be in, where there's a couple of settlements, but there's a couple people that we didn't pick up here because they didn't think our kingdom was happy enough to want to join our cause. So we're just going to sail straight away south and get that done, and on the way we'll pick up whatever we can in order to come back here to the fields of Agromaz, and that way we can then complete our quest and reunite this kingdom and bring it back into the fold. So while we're making our little journey here, the other things that's kind of interesting with the building in this game is obviously you have lift, propulsion, so propulsion would be speed, lift is staying in the air, and then there's storage for extra resources. I'm actually pretty tempted to build some of these because we've only got 100 storage right now, and it's not enough for some of the journeys that we've had to make. Now, the general goal in the game is to keep yourself moving and hit resources as you move. You don't just sit back and do nothing. You want to be moving, but being economical at the time, sending your planes out to go get things, come back up, keep you sustained as you move, and keep moving all the time. Now, it's actually not I don't know what the exact range is of the planes, but it's pretty much wherever your view is. unless you're tilted like this a lot. So it's probably just kind of around this circle here, basically. It'll tell you anyway when you're hovering over something like, nope, this is too far. Alright, so we're coming close to one of the settlements here. We seek migrants. So, by fulfilling the needs of that houses, we actually made our population feel like they're jubilant, because we're covering them with that religious building as well. So all their desires have been met right now, and more people are willing to come on. So, this guy's excited to join. Let's recruit him. And then there was another one over here, I think. Yeah, so I've already visited those. We took a couple inhabitants the first time, but now we can turn around and come back. I was just going there now that we'd made everyone happy again. We actually are lacking 2 houses yet again. So let's just increase them. So we can actually build a house on top of a house due to a technology that we have. So we can get 2 more. And that should be, it's 1 house per pop, basically. So that should keep us going. Now we've actually got no idle people. We're picking up clay. So some of the things that I've just gone and grabbed, right? There's quartz here that's going to be refined into glass. There's clay that can be refined into bricks, essentially. It's just giving me a warning now that we're quite low on coal. Because remember, I do have all these engines keeping us going all the time. So we have to be very economical with what we do. It should never really stop at all, to be honest. You always want to be moving. It is a bit strange thinking about it that we never land. But I guess that's just the lore of the game, that you just never land, basically. Now, I've actually got that increased, that technology that increased my range of these buildings. So really, we could get rid of some of them, but I won't bore you to death with that. Essentially, that would be just deleting this one, moving these across, and reordering things. Maybe a little bit later I'll do it if I feel like we have the time. We want to see some more of the building in action. But right now, I'm journeying north again because our quest at the moment is to construct a skyport at the fields of Agromaz, and we want to do that so that they will give us some extra population and also give us a reliable income of something. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be like glass, wood, food. They'll just always be sending you planes, so that basically you're getting stronger and bigger as you go around to these different places. Alright, so we're basically just there now. Let's have a chat. So, construct a skyport. The Queen's smile beams to greet us. Her farms flourish once more, including new wild growths that spring nearby. So this was part of a quest that I did earlier, which was the land was super dried out. I had to go back and activate a water pump that needed restoration, and that irrigated the soil, and now this place is a great place I can come to if I want to grab food. So let's construct the skyport. Now that's going to take 2 hours, and you basically just have to sit here and wait for it to be done. Which might sound weird, but there are lots of things to do here and things to get. So we can get more food. We're actually really low on coal, and there's 78 coal over here. So we can just grab that right now. So we'll assign a bunch of people to go out and get that, and we can maybe watch as they leave. So they're all loading into the hangar right now. They should take flight off the ramp. Oh no, actually they don't go off the ramp. They land in there. They come down from the bottom. There they are. Yeah, so they're all going out to those little balloons, and you can actually see the resource count here on the map. Very stylized. I actually really like it. I think it looks cool. We can see how much we're getting. So that should fill us right back up, no problem. But unfortunately, we really do need extra storage for coal, because it would have been nice to load up on all 70 coal there, but unfortunately we can only handle holding 30 right now. Now, in preparation while we're chilling here, I might just get ready and build some extra houses. We know that we're probably going to get a couple extra people. That's adding to our lift all the time, our weight, and countering our lift. So there's 67 weight from the buildings, and our ability is to carry 190. And that just shows you I am way overstacked on these vertical rotors. But the reason I built so many is because we were tilting all over the place, so I had to balance this out. Now we're actually tilting back just ever so slightly. I think it says something like just 1 degree tilting back. So the lift at the front is a bit too much, essentially. So what we could do is build out in the front, add some more weight there, and that will kind of correct us in future. So our workers have completed the new skyport, and now we have gained another ally. This tapestry was shown to you at the beginning of the game, talking about the ancient Airborne Kingdom and all of their allies, and how we're kind of fulfilling its destiny and its prophecy. So the fields of Agromaz are being linked to us. With the skyport complete, Agromaz is now connected to us and its neighbors. A great number of workers have also joined our cause. I think it was 5 in total. They offer to supply us with 1 wood every hour. Now that they are connected to the skies, it should be easy, because we built their skyport, of course. We must find the other kingdoms and connect them as well. Then all the peoples will enjoy collective harmony and the prophecy will be complete. Right, so we can ask them for treasures and get blueprints. So they have another technology here, but it costs 10 relics. And relics are just things that you find throughout the map when you find old temples. Unfortunately, I've only got 4 right now. I've already purchased 2 technologies here, so I can't get the farm just yet. We'll have to get that later. Now, after you purchase it, you still have to actually research it. And then you build it. So we've just got the water condenser. Collects 2 water every 4 hours from moisture in the sky, which workers must deposit in storage before continuing. So if your workers are busy doing something else, you can't get it. So let's see what we could grab. Actually, let's just get moving. Where I'm planning to go now is we're just going to go into this big large area up here and see what we see. I don't think I've ever really been here before. We could just cut across, or a safer route would be to follow, make sure there's land below us all the time. So we'll see how that goes. Just while we're passing certain things, we'll just put some population on them. And then as you get out of range, it'll basically say workers have returned because they are now out of range of the thing they were gathering. So you'll see them fly back to you kind of quickly. All right, so let's head out this way. Now, while we're going, let's have a look at the tech tree and see what we want to get. Increase coal storage 100%. There it is. Let's get that instead, actually. There we go. Because there's plenty around. We just need to find a place to gather it. So we've got a relic ruin right here. We can send someone down to explore that and get the relics. We've got a quartz mine here. And we've got some water over there in an oasis. And while we're moving, we can look to build them some houses. Although we are almost full up. Oh no, we have the rooftops that we can pop down. So I got a technology that lets me basically build a house on top of a house. And it just adds like a little rooftop. Now that's costing us 3 wood, and we're kind of out of wood, but we're coming up on a big bunch right now. Now we're full up on water, so we can turn them off this, put them on this instead. Not seeing any coal anywhere, and this is where I was talking about, it's like really exploration focus. You really do have to look for things. Alright, we've got some coal over there. And this is the most you can zoom out. Looks like there's a big kingdom here in the center, so we could talk to them and see what's going on, see what they need for a quest. Alright, so let's head over here. So let's see what it's called. We have the Melia Passage. Have to get just a little bit closer to it to see what's going on. Alright. The Melia Passage. Melia is a small kingdom but efficient. Their people value machinery to work the land. Our attempts to ally are met with blank stares. They find our technology entertaining, but ultimately think it useless. Melia was not a kingdom by its population alone, for it was only a few settlements in size. But all worked marvelously. As one clock with many gears, with a rigid structure of roles. No leader existed, for none was needed, as each knew their place among their peers. We have to prove our worth with a quest. We must prove our worth to gain allegiance. With no leader to convince, our demonstration must be directed at the public. The Melian wind spinners are key to the kingdom's efficiency, but one of the 3 no longer functions. We learned that there used to be many in these plains in the days of the ancients, but they've all been lost. If we could find one more working wind spinner and return it to Melia, surely they would see value in our cooperation. Alright, we shall find the wind spinner. Now they've actually got technologies. What have they got? They have a street lamp, which increases attraction and desire, and a charcoal hut transforms wood into coal. That could be actually quite useful, depending where we are. This one only costs 5, this one costs 10, so we could buy this. And then we still have to research it as well. Of course, we're waiting for our storage of coal to free up. Okay, so let's do a trade, actually. Let's get rid of some stuff we don't need. So trade good for wood. We need just a little bit more wood. And let's get rid of 2 glass. Okay, it's a pretty bad exchange rate, if I'll be honest, but at least we've got what we want now to actually build our second academy. And there we go. And we're totally fine for tilt and all of that, so that's good. So this dark circle on the map is basically telling me that it's somewhere out there. But it's obviously quite a big area. So let's speed it up as we move out there. Now we've got good coal. Our speed is pretty good. Our lift is fine. Water could be a little bit better, maybe. And food could maybe be a bit better. We've got clay. There's a little settlement down here, and there's water over here, which we're obviously going to need to hit. Small settlements. We can look for migrants to recruit more people. To be honest, I actually don't think I can handle it right now, because we've got 48. We have a lot of idle people. There's no point just taking on more all the time if you can't sustain it. We need bigger storage and things like that to get all this water up and satiate our population. There's ancient ruins over here. Are we deep in the circle now? We're kind of in the circle now. Now we're looking for a wind spinner, remember, so that's what we're going to have to try and find. And you'd think it'd be on some sort of like little cliff or something. Nope, don't think I've seen it. Alright, let's just speed it up, get over here, grab this coal. There's only 28, but at least we can store it all now. We'll just keep moving as we pass by it. Oh, there it is, we found it. There it is. And our coal is being refueled. Excellent. Settlers of the Gale. A squat frame holds an ancient wind spinner. A small settlement has formed around it, though the spinner itself had been broken for a long time. The wind spinner did not function, for the settlers knew not how it worked, but formed a settlement around its attached shelter. We ask of the wind spinner, and tell them that one in Melia is broken. At mention of Melia, the settlers gasp. Their settlement originates from a band of Melian explorers lost in the wastes and unable to return home. We're told the conditions in the settlement have worsened. Their wind spinner's tiling connection maybe, has broken and it no longer turns. Though they think the spinner's parts can be used to fix the one in Melia. They agree to bring the components to Melia if only we were to return the settlers who wish to go back with us. We agree and set off. And we can look for extra people here to recruit if we want to, but I'll leave it, like I said, until we get some better technologies. Alright, easy as that. Let's head back now. We picked up all of that coal just like immediately. I'll just grab things as we pass by now. We're actually totally full up on resources, which is great. I've got loads of clay and clay bricks that have been refined already. Now, what did we get? We got little decorations, didn't we? We also have wonders that you can build in the game. I forgot to talk about that. So, let me just check that tech tree, because... Oh, I haven't researched it yet, actually. Sorry, yeah, it's a desire for a street lamp. Provides light which can illuminate pathways to make inhabitants happy. It costs glass to make them. So that'd be cool, because there is a day-night cycle in the game, of course, so it would be nice. What's our tilt? Our tilt is looking a bit rough. That's 2 degrees at the back now. We're kind of dragging a bit. We don't really need any clay or anything like that. Let's just get to the Melia passage. Alright. We return the parts to the Melia passage. Our journey back, some of the settlers have been convinced of the Airborne Kingdom prophecy, and a few wish to join us. We journey together to the top of the wind spinner. Oh, that's cool, yeah, we can see them now. They're turning again. Our new members agree that they should repair it themselves, for they know its workings. However, they need materials and time to make it function again. We need 15 wood and 5 glass, and we'll have to drop 2 people here for a while. Okay, well, I'll go to the market, and I'll exchange some things for wood. We've got too many bricks, so let's buy wood, and we'll do it for bricks. And then we go to quests, and then repair the wind spinner. And there we go. We've given the required materials, and our new workers begin to repair the broken wind spinner. We must wait nearby for its completion. We are known now as the Airborne Settlement. Great, because we've reached 50 population. I believe you can go up to 150. Rejoice, our community has grown yet again. We are closer to our goal and now have strength in numbers. However, the larger our population, the more voices begin clamoring for both lit paths and faith, our 2 sources of light. We might placate their cries with other buildings that give desires as well. But at the start of our journey, we don't yet know these constructions. Yeah, so I've actually already done the faith thing, though I didn't even need to. And the faith and the light, obviously we've researched it, or we have it bought. We haven't researched it yet, so we're actually pretty close to doing that too. But that means now that they're going to be harder to keep happy, which means it's harder to attract new people. It's all good though. We're going to have to radically extend where we're going to build things. So let's start getting new houses now. I again wanted to put it at the back. Let's grab as much wood as possible. So we're essentially waiting for this bar to fill up. We have to just chill here while we're doing that, but we've got plenty to build. So I'm just going to speed it up a bit. And once the first deliveries get made, then we can just start putting down new houses. So yeah, actually I guess what I'll start doing now is moving these. So we can actually get rid of this one. And we can get rid of maybe this one. And we can do a little construction in the center here. So let's go build, destroy this, and that, and that. Alright, destroy that. And now we can move this into the center, because it's radius increased, so now it's better than it was. Almost don't really need these gaps, actually, thinking about it, but that's fine. Every move costs a little bit as well. Overlaps existing construction. I hate the way that happens. It's like overlapping with itself, but obviously it's not going to be there if we move it, but whatever. Let's go with a pathway. Let's just tighten this up. This has full coverage, I believe, of these 4 blocks. Yeah, so in fact, then all we need to do now then is destroy this. And then do the same for this thing. And we can offset it like that. Throw down the pathway. Now we're getting pretty heavy at the back here, but we'll pop in the new houses at the back. Oh yeah, we need a double path. I forgot that. And that should give coverage to all 4 houses at the back even here. The wind spinner is fixed. As the wind spinner begins to turn anew, a remarkable sight occurs in Melia. The people pause from their duties. They marvel at the now functional technology repaired by being connected and working together. Many Melian begin to asking us questions, intrigued by possibility. A few even join our cause, convinced of our goals. They all agree it is time to build a skyport and connect Melia with the outside world. Yeah, we could do that right now as well. For that day, the Melian mindset changed. No longer was their own efficiency solely their purpose. They sought to increase the efficacy of all around them. For only then would they reach their own pinnacle as well. Alright, so that's doing its thing as well. So we can still keep building. We took on even more people. And we're going to be really tilted. But I'm kind of doing it where I've got all my production buildings at the front, so they're pretty heavy. So when we get a second adobe kiln or a glass maker or a hangar, things like that, whatever else it might have to be, we should be good. So let's just speed up time. How are we doing for everything else? Food might be a little low, but there should be food. There's typically food around settlements. Yeah, there's some over here. Let's put 3 people on it. That'll just keep it busy for now. Actually, you can see up in the top left that we're gaining food even with just 1 person on it. The same is probably true of water. So there's water here. Yeah, so you can just station a few people on that. To be honest, we have so many idle, there's no reason not to put even more on it. But we're all good. Coal is obviously low. And I'm going to be a bit desperate to find some, thinking about it. Not seeing any around us. We could buy some at the market, though. Excuse me. At the market in the town, though, so it's not too bad. Oh, there's coal over here. 114 coal. Wow. So we can store up on 60. We've got plenty of time there. We can go grab that in a moment. Now, there's one last thing I guess we could talk about before we wrap up, is that you can actually change the look and feel of your city a little bit. You can change the color designs on the walls, the floor tiles, the metal on the rooftops, You can apply that to everything. So for instance, we could do this. Or this one. And so on and so forth. So you can do a little bit of customization. There's actually some pretty extreme dyes and metals that you can find. I found a pink one once before that really was quite luminescent. But yeah, you basically just find them around the map as well by finding different settlements that happen to work with dyes and things like that. The vertical rotor has been upgraded, decreasing our coal usage by 30%. Get the street light next. Our workers have completed the skyport. We've gained another ally. And there we go. We've got our first little section done, I guess. The Kingdom of Rutila, Agramaz, and Melia Passage. They're supporting us with 1 wood every hour. See, now we're just getting like resources for free, which is pretty nice. And I need 10 relics. So there's a lot to find on the map in order to come back to this place eventually. So let's get moving, pick up that last bit of coal. And we're getting our last technology as well. So maybe we can light this place up at nighttime. That'd be nice. There's actually need for even more houses still. We're going to be dragging a lot on the back, but I don't mind. It's actually kind of nice when you press B and you go into build mode, your camera will tether to the platform itself so you don't get left behind. A fan. Yeah, I never actually built a fan. A fan uses less than a vertical rotor, but I just went with the vertical rotors. Desires. A shrine. Let's go with that one. 8 hours. Wow. It provides faith and light, so it combines the two. That's kind of cool. So popping it in the center here should cover these houses. Overlaps existing construction. Oh, you have to get rid of the pathway, maybe. It would leave things not supported. Really? I think it just means this thing. I don't see how. We've got, Oh yeah, actually I do see how. Okay. Interesting. Well, we could pop it down in that gap we made. I'll just see what it looks like. I'm just kind of curious. Anyway, we're loaded up on coal now. Have to go get some more food again. There we go. Just a tiny little light. He's loving it though. Look at him. He can't believe it. Oh my god. 2 desires need to be to feel jubilant. So our population is currently satisfied. They're upset because they just don't have a home. So I think with the faith, they're actually still more satisfied than they even need to be. It's probably not the best way to build, but... yeah, see, that leaves room for a street light, so I don't really know why we couldn't do it on the other side, but okay. Maybe the houses need to be rotated. Oh, they've got no pathway here. That's probably why. Yeah, they'd be cut off otherwise. Alright, that's pretty much it. Our extra houses are built, everyone's happy and satisfied. And you can actually see, yeah, where the coverage is. Wishes that 66 paths were well lit. Only 13% path is lit right now. So, okay. So it's not really more of a radius. It's actually just lighting up the pathways. So I was wondering why it wasn't coloring the buildings, but that makes sense then. So you actually place these to light up the pathways. It makes sense. Yeah, okay, let's do it again. One more over here, maybe. You should totally be doing this while you're moving around and doing other things as well. I'm not being very economical, but I'm going to just wrap up now in a second anyway. Cool. Currently 26%. Yeah, so have to do that. Go around with a bunch of glass and light this place up. So that's basically Airborne Kingdom. That's essentially it, as far as I know and understand it. So a pretty cool game. It's definitely unique. A lot of unique ideas going on there. I love the idea of the tilt. and that makes people unhappy, and the way you have to build, it's pretty cool. It is a little bit simplistic. Obviously, I picked it up for $5 though. It is on the storefront, which shall not be named for a lot of people. Epic Games. It's $20, I think, and it was on sale recently. I think it was 20% off, and then using the Epic coupon, I got $10 off it, so I grabbed it for just $5. It's been pretty good fun, just to check out like something different. It's got good writing, the music's really, really great, and it's been really chill. So I look forward to playing it a little bit more and building up. I want to get to that 150 population and see like how fat can you make this thing, you know? But yeah, I really like the idea of it. These kind of games I feel like are just worth supporting because I think they're kind of innovative, and I like to think that the developers will make something even more innovative the next time. So each to their own, but I like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the format of the Tell Me About. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support this series directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. If you don't see the join button, it means the video has been copyright claimed, but you can still join from the channel page on desktop. You can also link your account to our Discord to get a special role on there that'll give you access to the Senate House and a few other perks.